Shawn'a Hastings, Milltown. Yes, I teach dance at a public middle school in New Brunswick. It's New Brunswick Middle School. I have 12 classes, so I have 6 on one day and 6 on another day, so it's a lot of movement. And so I'm very physically active during the day. My medical condition, it took a long time for them to figure out what it was. What it ended up being is I had a ruptured disc, but a piece of the bone came off and got stuck in my spinal cord. But it was very hard to detect that on an MRI. Originally, they thought it was a tumor that was wrapped around the spinal cord. But once I got into surgery, they saw what it was and they took care of it at that point. And basically what happened was I just started feeling pain and it got worse and worse and worse. And then I got to the point where I couldn't work, I couldn't teach.
So when Shawn'a first came in, she was in severe pain. She was unable to move, get out of bed. A lot of our initial sessions were focused on decreasing that inflammatory response and get her to move a little bit better and to get out of bed a little bit easier. And initially, those first few sessions were just very painful. So even with the exercise program progression, it was very minimal, but we focused on doing more functional tasks to get her to be more mobile at home.
When it first started to come up where I was limping a lot, I took 2 weeks at that point and it just kept getting worse. And I couldn't really do anything for my kids. You know, I couldn't help around the house, I couldn't do laundry, I couldn't pick up anything. My husband, at one point, he had to help me get in and out of bed. It really, really affected me. Basically, they were trying anything just to help me just get through a day. That was it.
So Shawn'a Hastings had surgery in April of 2023. She had a lumbar laminectomy done. Post-surgically, she recovered very well. We started with a gradual exercise program, and we had to really focus on doing a lot of neurodynamic mobility with her because she teaches dance and her biggest goal was to get back to weekly Zumba classes. So once she got through like the initial stages of rehab, we got her doing a lot more like mobility, plyometric, dynamic mobility exercises to get her back to doing the things that she loves.
I cannot live without dance because I've always loved it. It always makes me feel better. And I also cannot live without teaching. I love to teach. But when I teach, I'm usually doing some ballet, some jazz, and some lyrical, or the main 3, with some Latin thrown in there. And then the Normatec I started using after my workouts became increasingly harder, and that felt wonderful. And it also helped with soreness the next day. I really didn't have any soreness if I used that. Gina, who is also a dancer, her and I really bonded, and we were able to incorporate some dance movement into my workouts, which was really good for me as a teacher. I wasn't able to do ballet even before I got hurt. I was just, too sore all the time, and now like today I taught 3 ballet classes. So now it's just, I feel so much stronger than I even did 5 years ago. I feel healthier, I've lost a little bit of weight, trying to lose a little more. I have way more energy, I definitely feel stronger. It's changed my life.
So with Shawn'a, we really took a look at the whole picture and not just the laminectomy that she had done in her lumbar spine. So we focused a lot of our exercises working on the hips, working on glute med specifically, and then with the modalities we used a laser to kind of help with some of the inflammation that she was having in the muscles around her low back. And then we also did some things with the H-wave, which is right there, to kind of use that with exercise to create better functional movement patterns.
Every single person that I had any kind of dealing with was so wonderful and nice and caring. Everybody knew my name, even though I was like, who are you? But they knew me, which was amazing. I would walk in there, everybody would be like, hey, Shawn'a. Like, it was just, that alone is just an amazing feeling. Music's going, I love it. Like, it's just, you just get a good vibe all the time. From the front desk, they would always be like, I got you, like, don't worry, I'm gonna schedule your MRI, because I had to have 1,000 of them. Like, they just, they're like, don't worry about that, we'll do it. And it just, that little bit just made my life easier. I tell anybody who I see like limping or like hunched over, I'm like, I have a place for you, and I tell them all about it, because the care that you get is just It's amazing.